loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Thomas. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now a first down carry for Harris. We're down to the 41. The Steelers at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
From the 41, Thomas. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
To throw on 3rd down, Thomas. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles, knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Thomas. He gets it complete to Harris. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Quick completion here to Johnson. And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. Again, it's Harris, but he will not get to the goal line. In fact, he won't get to the line of scrimmage as they push him back to the 2. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Thomas. And this is going to be incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. They had a great field position to start that opening drive. They only get 3 out of it, but still they get 3. So maybe kind of a win for the offense, Charles, and kind of a win for the defense as well.
Yeah, I would say win-win seems to sum the whole thing up because where that ball was placed to start, that's tough on a defense, and they held them to 3. Now, if you're the offense, you're thinking to yourselves, how do we open up the playbook later on in this game and turn this 3 into 6s down the stretch?
Corral with it on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick 6.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Corral getting right back to it after the pick 6. He'll buy some time right. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first. But no matter your experience level as a quarterback, you throw an interception on that first drive, maybe a little shaken up. Nice response there to get their first down.
I think you make an excellent point. I don't care who you are. You throw an interception, it's going to get to you a little bit. But the ones that we've seen that are the best, you never notice it. They don't come to the bench, throw their helmets, they don't do any of that. They just go back out the next drive and act like it never happened. And that's what we're seeing here.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And Corral will throw it. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And now off to the races down the right side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Well, this defense is circling early. A pick 6 there, and they are off to the races here this first quarter.
And, partner, when you get off to a first-quarter lead like this, it really frees you up defensively to take some chances, really apply some heat. And that was just a tremendous play to pick that ball off and bring it back for a score.
So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
17-0 our score after 1. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Corral. Over the middle, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Corral. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Tyus Bowser blowing that play up. And a nice play there defensively. And this is a new acquisition, Charles. You and I were talking about it pregame. Just signed as a free agent earlier this week.
Love when they pick up those guys with something to prove. Because any guy's a free agent off the street, no one else wanted him. So he wants to prove to the rest of the league, you should have signed me first.
He's going to wind up and air it out. Corral is intercepted again. That's number 3. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6. First Steeler touchdown. Hey, you start to feel sorry now for the young man throwing the football. This is really turning into a disaster.
Listen, it's baptism. This is almost a rite of passage. This young in the league, go back and find a Hall of Fame quarterback and check their records for their first 2 years, especially if they started the bulk of the games. I bet you'll find double-digit interceptions on just about every one of them. They have to learn as they go along.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by a Keller Witherspoon. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him, let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
They hand this off to Harris. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Najee Harris, well built for work down here near the end zone. That's a nice job there to hold him up. But I doubt we've seen the last of him on this drive.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. That throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown Steelers. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Steelers are able to add on to their first half lead. Boswell good with the extra point. And a rout is on here in this first half. Maxwell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Miles Jack there to make the tackle. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
From the 22, Corral. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Aketo Witherspoon. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Colts will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On 2nd and 9, Corral. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And Pittsburgh with 6 defensive backs in the game here on 3rd down. On 3rd and 1, Corral. Got a man. It's complete to Jelani Woods. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 28. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass, and they get 12 yards out of it. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Up the gut, McCaffrey. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On the play fake, Corral. And he's going to be taken down. Back around the 35-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Third and long, Corral. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And Johnson's kick is good. And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. Escaping the pressure right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Looking to throw. Thomas. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. So maybe some signs of life. This has been a defense. They've been all over the map here in this first half, but they're coming through with a big play.
And sometimes that one play is what you need. And it sounds overly simple, but this is a team that was close to being down and out before halftime. So to come back and return the interception for a touchdown, that's big.
Yeah, maybe it can serve, Charles, like you were alluding to, as a little bit of a wake-up call for them. We'll see. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Thomas. It's brought in by Harris. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Thomas. He finds his man Johnson. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 34-yard line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
Corral to throw on second down. And he'll find his target, Woods. It's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there. Couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
Off the play fake. Here's Corral. And now here's another interception. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it.
Well, they're certainly in a bad way right now. Not so bad that you can call this one over already, but bad enough that you know you can't toss an interception to open the second half. This just ratchets up the pressure on this team's defense right now.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Off play action, Thomas. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got to stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Back to throw. Thomas. Flush to his right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Thomas. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Colts are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think, okay, he's a guy in all the commercials now. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Miles Jack with a Charles, diagnosed pretty well.
It absolutely was, because coming from inside out, he took a great angle that time, didn't he? Sometimes you have to pick through trash. Sometimes you have an open space. But on that bootleg, he was right on the spot. Really nice job tracking him down in the open field.
Another try after the first down sack. Corral going down the middle, and it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Second down and 8. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
On third down, Corral. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six. First down, touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick six.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Well, a lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
From just shy of midfield, Corral, right side complete. That's Woods. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
They'll go for it on 4th. Here's Corral. This one completes Alec Pierce. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. So now following the roll of the dice, they've got a 1st and 10 inside the 35.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Back to throw, Corral. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he's going to get this down near the 25. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Tyus Bowser able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now. And if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Facing challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Corral. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
4th down, here's Corral. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Yes, folks, that is his third interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield or man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Thomas. Complete. It's Johnson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down.
Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD, but of course that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points, and my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw, eluding the pressure right.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of this...
And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
Grover Stewart getting in there for the sack.
The lessons will continue of this rookie. He's got to learn how to read situations just a little bit better. That far behind the line, he's got to find a way to get rid of the football and not take the sack, whether it's with his legs or just throwing it away.
This is fielded at the 27. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about it.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out. And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Thought they might throw the football with a little chunk that they had remaining on 4th down, but they ran it, they got it.
And the reason they were able to get it done, he ran that play with conviction, didn't he? Understood he would get a little bit of help from his friends up front, but it was really on him to go ahead and make the power move and get it done, and that he did.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it's just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Pittsburgh, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. Hold up, it ain't easy breaking away or being a great. They slamming the door, I'm jumping the gate. Cause a starving stomach like being punched in the face. And an instrumental was the last time that I ate. Food from all of the base. My ace spoon going, big son told me about the game. 20 years later, know my name.